Today's Titus Podcast is brought to you by Casper Mattresses. That's right, an obsessively engineered mattress at a shockingly fair price. And if you go to www.casper.com/Titus, use the promo code Titus and get $50 off towards any mattress purchase. That's right, Titus here to help you. Now, with the Armageddon update, it's Christopher Titus!
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And today it's a personal Armageddon Update because, again, another hero of this reporter has moved on to the next place. First George Carlin, then Robin Williams, and now Prince. Cosby doesn't count. He's out. Serial rapist freak. Prince has moved on to his special corner of the afterworld, a world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun day, or night. See, a lot of people are confused by the outpouring of grief over this 5'1", 100-pound being from another universe where people speak in the language of electric guitar and eat starfish and coffee for breakfast. Am I a fan? Yeah, I would say I'm a fan. I'd give myself an 8.5 on the fan scale, maybe a little bit more. And if you don't get why Prince was important, then I hope you really enjoy your Billy Ray Cyrus and Vanilla Ice albums. I know that seems a bit rough, but from the opening notes of Uptown with the synthesizers and the beat cranking, to the surf rock funk of When You Were Mine, to the crazy opening growling on When Doves Cry, or the stripped-down social commentary on Sign of the Time. Prince didn't just change one kind of music, people. He changed almost every style of music, rock, funk, soul. He's the definition of the slow jam. If you've never had Prince playing while you made love, you have never made love. Gentlemen, you want to get her naked? Here is your playlist. You start with Diamonds and Pearls, then move on to Mad Sex. Yeah, that's right. Now, mind you, this is the drinks in the living room phase. Don't get crazy yet. Then she's going to ask you, oh, you like Prince? Oh, my God, what do you think? Why do you like Prince? And you say this. I just love the way he respects women and his music hits me in the soul. That's all you say. Then shut up. Then when the cuddling starts on the couch, go to I Can't Make You Love Me. Then, just to ease her fears about how she's feeling, play The Love We Make. Just to throw a little bit of God out there to let her know she's safe. And once you move to the boudoir, start with the most beautiful girl in the world. She'll be thinking that you're talking about her. Clothes will start to come off. Then you go to I Hate You. Trust me, it's a classic Prince twisted slow jam. Then Love Song by Madonna and Prince. It'll be like you and her singing to each other. It'll be great. Things will be getting steamy now. Then the next song is really important. You got it, gentlemen? Listen up. You are now going to play Prince's musical money shot, The Beautiful Ones. You are now in there, literally and figuratively. Okay, now she's feeling a little shame after because you had nothing to do with getting her naked. Prince did it. Accept it. And maybe she did this too fast. So I want you to put on friend, lover, sister, mother, wife. So she knows you care. And don't say anything. Just let it play in the afterglow. Then you want to go to the song called Graffiti Bridge so you can have some pillow talk about whatever. It's kind of fun. Then you're going to both fall asleep to these three songs. Pink Cashmere, because that means she knows that you'll do anything for her. Yes, you will. And then you go into The One so she can think of you as a damaged hero. And then you're going to finally drift off to Call My Name. Because she'll remember your name after this night, gentlemen. And finally, so you sleep well, you're going to let the motherfucker play. Purple Rain, that's right. Now, if you can't get laid with this playlist, cut it off and go work in a carnival, gentlemen. You know, the thing with Prince is I can make you 15 other playlists with other songs that do the exact same thing. Or 15 playlists that would create an ass-shaking house party that would get the cops called. His lyrics are insane. I met a girl named Pussy at the Club International Balls. She was rolling 4 deep with a weepy-eyed white girl pulling the hall. That's from a song called Pussy Control that's not about pussy. It's about a badass, strong woman running her own life and business. You're welcome, gentlemen. If things are a little sparse in the sex department, I have given you the key. And his name is Prince. And he is funky. And now that he's gone, the world is a lot less funky. He was beautiful, strange, and I hope he got to the cross. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. We have a special day today. It's a special day. Fetus is with me, as always, but Bombshell is currently hooked up to an IV. We'll talk about that in a minute. And with me now is Billy Gardell from Mike and Molly, and currently filming something for Country Music Television.
Yeah,
you get to be one of the biggest assholes ever in history.
Yeah, it's not a stretch. I
always say you get cast or who you are.
Hey man, eventually camera sees inside. I'm doing a part for CMT. They're doing a new show called The $1 Million Quartet, which starts in the 50s. It's the beginning of Sun Studios with a very young, unknown quartet hanging around the studio named Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis, and I get to play Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis's scheming manager. And in the early days, he's just a douchebag.
We have talked about, like, he was the worst. He signed like a 50% contract with Elvis.
You know what, though? That's funny. Everybody says that, but I talked to the head of Graceland. They had, they've given us access to a lot of people down there, and when I got to talk to him, he wasn't worth 50%, but he was certainly worth more than 10. Because I thought about this after this guy gave me this perspective. We pay an agent, a lawyer, a manager, a publicist, okay?
Right.
Colonel Tom did all of that for Elvis and ran his production company. So he was entitled to a little bit more than 10%.
So you've got into character. You actually
the
only way you can play a character is make him
human. But I got
to
see that side of it. Now, did he get greedy? Absolutely. And when you see him at the beginning, you just see that he's this man that will do. He has no moral compass. He will do anything to make money. He will lie about anything to make money. Doesn't matter if you catch him red-handed, he's still lying.
Keeps lying.
And so
deny.
It's fun to play that. Deny. Deny, deny, deny. And it's super fun to play that. I look like, this is like, I kind of mixed him in. He's like Walter White meets Foghorn Leghorn. That's who this guy
that's
is,
perfect.
Man.
Wow, that's the joke for every show you do after. That's great.
It just came up here. But he's really fun to play, and I'm looking forward. I'm working with a bunch of young actors. I'm the old guy, which I really relish.
We've talked about this already. It's
good kids.
Here's
all
the problem:
kids.
when you have so much road work behind. Like, here's what you do as a comic, guys. You start as an opening act, and you get abused. Whoever you work with for the first. Ron White was who I worked with, and Ron White beat the shit out of me in Atlanta one week.
It's a term of endearment in our world,
right?
Though.
If they think, and it's funny, it doesn't usually happen to the second night. They usually start ripping on you after they see you're funny. If they think you're funny, so if you're a comic out there on the road, a headliner, if he starts beating on you on the second day, that means you don't suck.
He likes you.
Yeah, if he's nice, and polite, dude,
if he's not talking to you, you got some writing to do.
You got some writing to do, or get a job at Google. So the thing with Billy though, is Billy doesn't. You don't pull any punches. I've worked with Billy a couple of times, and there's no layer of Hollywood on Billy.
My wife says you're not wrapped in a cloud of mystery.
Not at all. Not at all. It's just out there. So I felt sorry when you said you're doing this. I knew these young actors were they're playing Elvis and Johnny Cash and Carl Perkins, and I just thought, oh my God. It's almost, I feel bad for them. Like I had this kind of pain. Like these kids are going to get their asses.
No, we give them a little dad love, but they're good kids, man. I like them, and I'm feeding off their energy, and they don't know that I'm vampiring their youth energy from them.
That's just totally sucking it away from them.
They're great kids, man, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm like Bull Durham down there. You know, the bus gets rowdy, and I go, they hit white balls at practice during the show. So it's really cool, man, and I really, really feel lucky to be working with them. There's a cat down there that's he's not one of the kids. He plays Dewey Phillips, who was the DJ that Sam Phillips put on all the Sun Records on his station, named Keir O'Donnell. And this guy, boy, he's the real deal, man. I've been watching him, and he's really, really good. He was in Fargo, the second season of Fargo. Right. He played the detective that didn't want to get involved or do anything. And he was an American Sniper, and he's just a really good guy and a really, really good actor too. So we've struck up a nice friendship. What I
found every time I've been on a set, it's this the big star guys. Usually they have some chops, they can do it, but there's something about, it's not even an acting ability, it's a presence thing that's why they're that lead guy.
Yeah.
When you go to the character level guys,
bananas.
Some of those fucking guys are like, you're so good, like so good. We just sat down and watched Special Unit. By the way, Billy's also in Special Unit.
By the way, Titus, we have to be good because our face ain't getting
you ain't lying. You ain't lying. There ain't nothing pretty going on here. But we just sat down and watched. We've been editing. Fetus is here. We've been editing Special Unit.
Special Unit, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I got to tell you, I'm pleasantly surprised. It's really nice.
You knew because you thought Titus is going to shit the bed.
Well,
I'm just doing it.
Go right to making it more about you. But here's what I thought. I watched you, man. You had 9 hats on during the film of this thing. You're directing it. You wrote it. You're acting in it. You're chasing down props. You're chasing down makeup. You're pissed about wardrobe. And that, man, I said, he's either going to pull this off or he's going to stroke out right in front of me.
Right.
And I tried to see if I could get you to stroke out.
You tried.
We come from the same tribe. But I got to hand it to you, man. There's just the little stuff I've seen. There's some laugh out loud funny moments. And I think you got something dark and crazy here, man. I really do.
Yeah, we were watching a scene and Billy goes, we just sat down, literally 5 minutes before we sat down to do the podcast. And Billy goes, wow, you're going to have every fucking group in the world up your ass on this movie.
They're going to be writing you letters, man. Christopher Titus is insensitive. But I think the payoff from the movie, because I remember reading the whole script, and I haven't seen how you cut the end together, but I think the payoff.
Good of you.
The
Good. You got hired and you
it.
read actually the whole script. Nice. Thank you.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. I don't get hired for my face. I told you. No one says, we need a love scene. Get Gardell in here. No one's saying that.
Right.
But I think the payoff at the end of the movie drives the point home, and I think it's very nicely done. So I'm looking forward to seeing the whole thing.
Good, man. Good. And Fetus has been basically locked in the editing room. I just literally losing his
he's
mind.
like the abused wife in this
It's
relationship.
crazy.
I see him. He's always shaking and twitching and looking at his schedule.
Yeah.
What do you do to this kid?
But
You talk about me.
Hey, look, we all had to do it. He's the opening act
He
for
was
that right now.
shaking and had an eye twitch when we were filming this thing.
He did.
I'm better now.
I flipped out.
Not much.
Not much, but better.
The day we wrecked the car, he took the landmark for him, so he's better. And about Bombshell. Bombshell's not on today. Bombshell got, we thought it was pancreatitis. We thought it could have been pancreatic cancer. Just to let everybody know, she went down low, man. She went down low. Took to her mom's doctor. She doesn't have any of those things. They don't know what it is. I don't think she handles stress well.
Well, stress is a tough one, man.
Well, especially around me.
Dude, we're a full-time job.
Yeah, you may lie.
My wife.
Any woman that can hang with
that
it.
poor woman. That poor woman.
We do get it, though.
And I try to buy her off all the time, but she grew up broke like I did, so I can't just buy her out. I'm always
really?
like, honey, just get whatever you want. And then, I don't know how she does it, man, because she's dealt with a bag of crazy for 17 years.
Rachel, too, for 10. Yeah.
Rachel's a good one, man.
Yep.
She's a good one. We got to get them together, because then if they like each other, we can
be
continue
friends.
our friendship.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they don't,
I think it's going to be okay.
I have a buddy who was a great friend of mine who was his wife was abusing him, and I said, and he told me the story, and I went, dude, I go, you don't take that crap. I go, you're gonna have a horrible marriage. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So he goes and he gets in an argument with her one night, and then he says, well, Titus told me, and I was like, dude, why would you pull? You don't pull the safety cord ever on your friendship.
You're locked out.
No,
that's why you got to have a single buddy.
Yeah.
That's who you do that to.
There you go.
That's who you do that to, is your single friend. I can't wait to meet your wife. You're never going to meet my wife. My wife hates you. Yeah. I've never met her. I've done the footwork. Listen, you're not allowed around the house until you get married like the rest of us.
That's what happened. Is that she said, when he said that Titus said, you can't treat me like this. It was like, first of all, he totally cashed in every guy chip he had. I was like, dude, you're out now.
You're done.
You're
done.
And I know I'm out, because if you're not your buddy's wife's friend, you're not your buddy's friend.
Yeah, that's
just how it is.
That's right.
Women just say, no, I don't like that guy.
Yep.
Asshole.
Yep. So you don't get to come in the clubhouse no more.
Yeah. See, you should listen to him, Fetus, because you
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Truth. My wife don't like you. I tell guys, hey, man, you don't make coach wants to see you. Bring your playbook. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm the Turk here. She's running this organization.
I didn't cut you. She cut you.
I coach on field. She runs the front office. There's nothing I can do about that.
So I was talking about Prince's death. Big Monster fan. Did you like Prince at all?
Dude, I don't know how you don't like Prince. I mean, that
guy
was one of the most brilliant. I like a lot of his songs, but beyond that, I was always blown away by what a musician he was. The guy. One of the greatest performances I ever saw him was not long ago. I think they showed a clip of it at the end of this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
The Rock and Roll. Yeah, when
played. He did "My Guitar Gently Weeps" with Tom Petty. There's no words for that. I mean, that's a gift from heaven. I was a huge fan of Prince.
Here's what's great about that clip. If you go Google Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Prince.
Crushes.
So he's got the best musicians in the world on stage,
and they're all in awe, dude.
But they're playing. But at first they're playing, and you can see Prince goes into a solo, and you see Tom Petty get a little irritated. You can see Tom Petty because it goes on a little long.
Yeah.
And then Prince doubles the time, and at one point everybody's looking at Prince like,
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Exactly right.
The look on their face went
Yeah.
from this is annoying to holy fucking.
Yeah.
There's a great quote. Eric Clapton said, someone came up to Eric Clapton and go, hey man, what does it feel like to be the best guitarist of all time? And he goes, I don't know. Ask Prince.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and the thing is, the sad thing about this guy was doing a song a day. I just read an interview with one of his, a song a day. Nobody works like this guy. Here's what happens in show business. Show business, if you're lucky enough to make it to any level, you make enough money where you can actually kind of coast for a little while.
Yeah.
And the
That's
guy,
very dangerous, too.
Yeah, very dangerous because you end
It
up
gets comfortable.
you end up
Yeah.
living in a studio apartment like the beginning of your career.
Yeah.
Prince never coasted, never coasted.
No.
No matter how much money he had, he never coasted. And at one point, he was making a song a day. He's currently got, they said there's over 2,000 completed songs in the vault.
That's crazy.
And since he died, I thought I was a big fan. I've been hearing shit all, like on the station, Channel 50 on Sirius XM is playing this Prince tribute channel. There's shit, I'm like, what is this? And I'm getting all this new music now.
Dude, he had me when you hear him say, you call that shrink in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Even when I was younger.
You know the one, Dr.
Everything will be all right. I was done. I was
know
like,
that.
what is this guy about? I want to hear everything he's talking about. And he was just electric, man.
Yeah.
One of the greatest performers. I think underrated until the last 10 years. I mean,
Music-
it wasn't as impactful, like always popular, but like not as respected as he should have been as an artist.
Here's my point. The artists respect him. And
Yeah.
you ask anybody
I mean,
who plays.
the public eye,
But
you
the
know?
public had no idea. He didn't.
Yeah.
Fetus doesn't know a lot about Prince.
I'm really young.
I'm supposed to cut him. Stupid and young are two things that go hand in hand. So you can
how
still pick
old are you?
one.
24.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything yet.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Prince
He's
is
all
that
right. He's learning. At least he's willing.
I would say that his music, for some of the slow jams. By the way, in the Armageddon update, I gave everybody I gave guys a playlist of how to get laid. It's 11 Prince songs that if you start when she's sitting down on your couch having a drink.
Yeah.
After the end of you'll be naked.
What's the first song out of the gate?
The first song is Diamonds and Pearls. I played something easy and
one.
nice, and then
Eugene.
I went to Mad Sex because it's kind of funny.
Right.
And I said, "This is You're Still Drinking," and
Right.
I go, "Now she's going to ask you why do you like Prince at this point?" And I said in the thing, I said, "All you say is because I love the way he respects women, and I really believe he's an artist." And then don't and don't say anything else. After that, don't say anything else. Anyway, it just moves on and moves on and moves on, and there's like 50 songs, 70 songs, slow jams that you can put on when you're naked with your girl that will literally change the bedroom. And just know it ain't you; it's Prince. Prince is getting
It's
you
all
laid.
Prince is getting you laid. Prince is
Just-
doing the work.
Yeah, he really,
She's thinking about Prince.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I saw him once at the Roosevelt. I told you before. When I first started dating Rachel, because my life was in total disarray, and I found this amazing woman, and I'm a huge Prince fan, so it was like crazy. I had a little bit of money in the bank, and I took too much money, and I bought 2 tickets to at the Roosevelt. He was playing for 300 people, and you got dinner with his chef and everything. So I take her. I had my custom car. I parked it in front. They parked it right next to Prince's Rolls.
How long were you dating Rach when this happened?
This was that I'm trying to impress her phase. I'm thinking this is in the first 2 years. 2 years.
That's a heavy investment, man.
Yeah,
That's
but
a heavy.
but you saw what she
You
looks like.
paid off.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
just that. She's a good girl.
Yeah.
But it paid off. But my point is that you're setting that bar real high 2 years in.
For the rest of my life.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
you better be on your game. Man. Yeah.
No,
That's like throwing a pick in the first half.
or like having, or like they do, having sex a lot in the beginning of a relationship and then forgetting it later on.
Yeah,
So-
well, I think that just comes with time because you just know each other so well for so long, and you have to reinvent stuff. You have to rekindle.
I have a nurse's outfit that I wear.
Dude, I'll wear at this point. Listen, I've been married 17 years. I will dress up as a spaceman. I don't care.
You have a Viking helmet. I have a Viking
Whatever,
helmet.
dude. It doesn't matter.
And
Yeah,
sandals
Vikings,
that wrap up my leg.
caveman, whatever. I don't care.
So what happens is we go see Prince, and we're in this room, and it's weird, man. Like it's Jessica's like these, like Patrick Swayze, Jessica's. It's a room. I think it was 07. I think I was in Big Shots at the time, so I was on TV. I was in the box. Like you
Right.
say, I love that
In the
you're
box.
Got to be in the box,
Got to
man.
be in the box
Yeah.
to stay relevant.
Yeah, so I was just sitting there, and Rachel's there, and she didn't like Prince. I played her a couple songs. She was like, but I played her. There's a song called Face Down, which is great. She's like, I don't like this, man. We play this bullshit. And then we went to the concert, and I'm standing up, and I was just kind of stretching, and the lights went down. I go, it's about to get weird in here. And I'm looking at Ray, who's behind me on this couch, and she points, and she just starts freaking out, pointing. Prince is standing a foot away from me, behind me, and he's only 5'1", and he's looking up at me, doing this little, like he's pissed,
Yeah.
and the light was right on him, and he's like, like looking at me like really kind of petulant, like I was too tall. And I looked at him, and when I did that, he floated. He jumped and floated and landed on the couch and started dancing on the top of the couch like a cat.
Wow.
It was crazy, man. It was insane. Funniest, and they said, I think he's real funny, and I can attest to that. We were at the concert, and Patrick Swayze goes on stage, and they were singing, Quincy Jones goes up, and they're singing, play that funky music, White Boy. Mm-hmm. Quincy Jones goes up, and then Patrick Swayze goes up, and Patrick Swayze, I guess, had a band or something, and he plays a little bit, and he sings, play that funky music. It's cool. Right. As he walks off, Prince goes, ladies and gentlemen, David Hasselhoff. It was great. So anyway, we lost somebody great, man. So I've got Carlin's gone now, Williams is gone now, Prince is gone now, and Cosby's a serial rapist. Yeah. So 4 of my heroes are now done. Thanks, fuckers.
Yep. Yeah, there's vacancies, man.
So if you have any, so I just want to say this. Do yourself a favor, gentlemen. Go through, start searching best Prince slow jams, and just have it on a playlist in your computer or your iPod for when you're dating. If you're single and you don't have 25 different Prince slow jams in your iPod for those nights, you're really stupid.
And here's my advice for if you're just early dating. Take your girl to a comedy club. And that's the best first couple dates.
Yeah, because you don't have to talk.
You don't have to speak. We're going to make her laugh for an entire hour on top of a couple drinks. All you got to do is not say nothing stupid till you get home.
And don't heckle.
No, because then you get murdered.
Yeah.
But that's the deal. You get her laughing. Those endorphins are going, go home. Just go home and be quiet. Agree with everything all the way home.
Go and then put on some Prince at the house and laugh. Talk about
that's the capper.
Then you talk about the show. You start with him, Prince, and she goes, "Oh my God, he likes comedy and he's listening. Like he's got some insight into music. Wow, I love this guy." The only time I've ever seen a guy on a first date, I was at Cap City one night. I'm on Cap City. This guy had some issues. You know, here's the problem with being a comic. When you've been a comic long enough, you're on stage and you get when someone's got an issue, right?
Without a doubt.
In the first row, you're like, oh, this guy's going to be trouble.
You haven't had your medication.
Yeah. This guy starts heckling, and I don't like that. I don't have time. I don't have time for 300 people to pay their money in this one guy to fuck the show.
That's because you have material.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have that's right. I write. That's right. So I trash the guy. He keeps coming. He's gonna win.
Yeah,
he's gonna win.
Sure he is.
And this is a mistake.
Yeah.
And so he keeps coming. I beat on the guy, and finally the woman just got her head down, and I'm like, now I'm making it bad for everybody. So I just like, we're done. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. And the bouncer comes over and goes, quiet, good. So I'm doing T-shirts. I'm signing T-shirts at the end of the thing. And as the guy's walking out, he's in line. He waits in line. And I think, okay, we're going to be cool. And I go, hey, dude, we're cool. As the dude gets to me, he comes over the table.
Oh, wow.
And he's got his fist up. And I'm like, I have no, we were raised different.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I grab his shirt and all of a sudden the bouncers are jumping on me. I get 3 bouncers on me, 2 guys on him. And we're just screaming. And, I don't know if I sold any more T-shirts or less T-shirts that night. I don't know. But it was, so you got to be careful.
I don't know why I'm having a really hard time imagining you doing that.
Yeah, I know. His feet saw me almost get in a fight in on the East Coast recently. Yeah, traffic problem. I get issues. I think you and I in a car together would probably be bad.
Probably bad. We shouldn't be allowed to drive together.
No, we have to be in separate cars.
It's just no good.
Because we will figure it out.
And I get the feeling that with the way our friendship is developed, that if you were going to get in a fight and I was sitting next to it witnessing it and you were trying to keep yourself together, I would go, you going to take that from that guy?
Yeah, fuck this guy. You're right, Billy. You're right. I'm out. Let's go. Yeah.
This puts you right over the falls.
Yeah, you have no problem. Push. There you go, Titus. I get a question for you because everybody knows it now. There's a couple legendary stories I heard about Mike and Molly. Okay. So I remember when you got the show, and if you guys don't know Billy Gardell, go see him. This guy was one of. You're the only comic that I've ever known that whenever he worked so hard and such a good dude for so long. Whenever comics would go, here's what happens when comics go, hey, did you hear so-and-so got a show? Oh, really? Fuck that guy. Some guys are just like, you know what? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of guys that guy doesn't. He sucks. He's this. He's that. He stole that from me. Everyone talks shit. You're the only dude ever that when you got your show, people went, thank God, good for him. He that dude deserved it.
My manager said, you've been doing it long enough when even the bitter comics are happy for you.
Yeah, they were like, good.
And I did. I actually felt a lot of love from the comedy community, which threw me. Because we've all been there. Oh, fuck him. Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's just our... But there was an overwhelming response of support. I'm sure now that Mike and Molly's done and I have another job, it'll now be, fuck him, he's working enough.
No, you earned it. Yeah, right. I wish I could get a show. So you did the show with Miss McCarthy,
Yes.
who her kids go to my school. I haven't met her, but my
sweetheart.
my daughter says she's the nicest
She's
person
a
in the world.
sweetheart, yeah.
And really funny.
Here's a grounded, she's very grounded too, man, because like, the second year of Mike and Molly, she wins the Emmy. And then she gets nominated for an Academy Award for Bridesmaids. And then her movie career takes off, which we haven't seen since like Eddie Murphy in the 80s.
Right.
And she comes to work the same way every day. Just grounded, kind, giving, fun, not taking herself so seriously. Like Melissa was a treat to work with for 6 years. That whole cast was. But I always say it's because the whole cast was over 40 when we hit.
Yeah, no shit.
So there wasn't any, I need a burrito with an avocado, specially grown. And there was none, our group was like, we got good parking. Look at that, man. I'm right by the fucking door, huh? That's gorgeous. 2 feet. I got a bad fucking knee, So it was good, man. And we maintained that level of gratitude all the way through.
There was a story that during renegotiations, and this is Billy. By the way, when I heard it, if it's not true, it's someone whoever wrote it knew you really well.
Okay.
So they're sitting down negotiations, and basically they were like, "Well, we'll negotiation," and Billy just said, "I'll have what she's having." And
I did. That's exactly right. That's a true story. I'll have whatever she's having.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, man, listen. Some people, one person takes off on the sitcom, and the rest of the cast separates. I've known casts where that's happened.
Yep.
It's the exact wrong move because that person's fame is going to make your show better.
Right.
And if you embrace and support them, then they have no reason to get defensive with you.
Right.
And our crew rallied around her. We were so excited for her, man. And we knew that was just going to help our show. Chuck Lorre called me before the 3rd season and he said, hey, man, it's been the honeymooners for 2 years. With where Melissa is right now, we need to capitalize on that. She's a star, and it's obvious. And we need to turn this... We need to make her the center of the show and make it I Love Lucy. And that's kind of, you can see the change in dynamic there. He goes, I need you to start being the straight man. Are you okay with that? I said, Chuck, I'm sitting in my big house with my hot rod in my garage. I will pick her up on the way to work if you want me to. And I will bring her in every day if you want. I'm absolutely fine with that. And it provided a great challenge for me because as a stand-up, the setup, there's an art to the setup.
Yeah.
And it's a thankless fucking job.
And people have no idea how hard it really is to do it well.
But if you're a good setup man, not only do you make your cast funnier because you set the joke up. If you're into the setup, you got to take your ego out of the equation.
Yep.
Be the setup, get the ball, let them hit it out of the park. Not only does that make the cast funnier, but it makes the cast trust you and respect you even more, which brings cohesion, which makes for a great show.
We did with Titus when we cast it. I remembered something Seinfeld said in an interview. Seinfeld had said, "I want everybody around me funnier than me."
Yes,
and so when we cast Titus, I was like, "No, I want them to beat my ass." And so with Keach would have the setup, and he'd make it funny, and he made me step every time. And Zach was so good. Zach got so funny at one point. I was like, no, give the joke to Zach. Why? Because I would get a second because he was so funny.
Right.
I would set him up. I would blah blah blah, and he would go da da. And I would just do a slow head turn. I use so much old stuff on the show.
Me too, though. I did all that too.
Like,
slow burns,
and
man.
then you still get your laugh.
You know what I did? I went back and I watched a lot of Johnny Carson and I watched a lot of Jack Benny the summer before we started that 3rd one. Is about holding that look and letting them see my reaction, and it really helped, man. And it was another tool in the arsenal. But the other thing it let happen was everybody in our cast from day one really supported each other no matter what the position was. I always referred to our show as the deepest bench in sitcoms.
Yep.
Because it didn't matter if you put the show on Reno's back, on Katie's back, Swoosie, Rondi Reed, Lou Mastillo. It didn't matter where you went. The rest of the cast rallied behind that person, and it drove this story. And everybody could hold the show. Everybody had their own story on the show at some point.
You guys killed it, didn't you? Your ratings were
at the very beginning, we were doing $13 million a week.
Yeah.
And then CBS shuffled us around a little bit, and we dropped down to like $9 or $10 million a week. But we did great. We held our own on Monday night.
Yeah.
You know what an epic battle Monday? That's a bloodbath.
Oh,
That's The Voice, Monday Night Football,
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars,
Yeah.
and we still survived for 6 years.
Yeah.
That's a testament to our fans too.
Yeah.
You know, I have to give it to them.
Chuck
They
Lorre,
stay
good guy to
loyal.
work with.
Dude, he changed my life. That guy changed my. You know, he talked me into that role. You know, I've said it 100 times, but it's something that I'm grateful for every day. I was too scared to take that role. I went in and auditioned for that role, and I had a development deal with Nickelodeon, and they were going slow.
Really?
Yeah, they were going. I was going to use that money because I didn't think the project was going to go anywhere.
Right.
So I was going to use that money to move back to Pittsburgh. I was done here.
Wow.
I was just
Really?
moving out. Yeah, I was going to go back to be on the radio in
What a
Pittsburgh with
pussy.
my buddies. Yeah, because I only put in 25 years. You're right.
Here in town? You were here 25 years.
I was here 17. And I should, you're right, just stay here until it's hopeless. That's the dumbest fucking thought pattern I've ever heard in my life.
You know what I say about I disagree.
When you
know what I
listen,
no,
of course
no,
you do.
boy.
Can I
No,
have
no,
my
no.
opinion? Can I have my opinion?
Yeah, all right,
It
then-
is your
then-
podcast.
Go
When
ahead.
you're fucked and you have a family, if you hit a wall, you got to make a left. And I hadn't booked anything in 2 years.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to ride out one more pilot season. And otherwise, I'm going back home. I'm going to be on the radio. I'm going to have a nice life, be home at 10 a.m., see my family. That's what was important.
That's you have a good heart. That's
what was important. Well, everything was going to tear apart if I didn't. This thing was consuming me. So I said, I'm going to ride out one more pilot season. Got 6 auditions in 3 months. The last audition was Mike and Molly. And Chuck Lorre called me himself to tell me, you need to take this. You need to do this. This is your role, and I'm not going to leave you alone. I'm going to surround you with a great cast. You don't have to carry the water up the hill by yourself. He goes, we're going to do a little play every week. This is your role. He goes, this is who you're supposed to be. I was like, well, I got this development deal, and I understand that, and I so respect you. And if I was younger, I'd be jumping at the chance, but I can't give this up on a maybe. Chuck goes, well, and we talked for an hour. He was so cool with me. And I said, I got to talk to my wife about it. And he goes, okay, call me Monday. And I called my wife, and me and my wife weren't doing the best at that time. Our marriage was strained because of this business.
12 years,
on the road 48 weeks. The kid is a little baby. Man, we're holding on by a thread. And I said, if I don't get this, the Nickelodeon thing's gone. This thing didn't happen. I'm back in the bucket, and I'm on the road again still because we can't afford to move.
Right.
And to my wife's credit, she said, you have to follow this. She goes, you waited your whole career for like someone like Chuck Lorre to call you. You have to do this at all costs. But it was because of her strength, not mine.
It's interesting where your mindset was because now you look back, and I would tell anybody who's in show business, someone like Chuck Lorre calls you, you just
say yes.
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
Just say yes.
Yeah, just say yes.
Just
Because
say yes.
Don't go. Well, no. It's they 17 different shows. Mm-hmm. You know who Chuck Lorre is, right? Yeah. So you're learning about show business today. Man. I feel like we're raising. We Chuck Lorre is like that. You even had a moment where you went, because like everything's a hit and good to work with. You guys did it like a play because that's how we did Titus. We did Titus, like beginning to end like a play, and then we'd go back and do another pass.
Mm-hmm, that's what we did.
He stole that from us,
and I really liked it. I got to tell you,
you had to learn your shit though.
Yeah, well, one of the great things about working for him too is because he runs. It's like getting hired for the Yankees. You know, you're not expected to write. You're not expected to schedule anything. You're expected to show up and do your job to the best of your ability. And that became a very infectious thing for our cast. And what I love about him is, man, on show nights, there's no agents or managers or anybody allowed on the floor. If you're not working down there, you're not down there. And it creates this protective bubble. Like, he takes the heat for it, but it creates this bubble for the cast.
Wow, that's really
so you're
smart.
not being distracted, and you're just into it. And our cast, man, again, I got to tell you, the greatest group of people. Yeah. I mean, when Melissa's first movie came out, we all went to the premiere. The first time I headlined Vegas, they all came over and saw me. Like, we went to each other's kids' birthday parties. We went to each other's cookouts. Like, we still talk to each other every week. And I got the Colonel Tom thing, and Melissa called me, congratulations, you're going to kill that thing. And Lou's up doing a play where he's playing a psychopath. And, like, we all know what each other's doing, and we're rooting for each other still. It was a life-changing thing, not just in front of the camera, but behind the camera as well.
Do you know how rare that is in Hollywood?
It's an anomaly. The head of Warner Brothers Television came in and said, he watched one of our rehearsals one time, and then we were all going to go to dinner that night with the wives and husbands. And he said, I wish I could bring kids under 25 who get pilots over here for a week to watch how you guys treat each other so that they could see that. And that's how magic it can be when you do that.
It's also how you want to keep a job for 6 years. That's how it happens.
That's the deal, man.
Yeah.
Just look out for each other. Respect each other. Let somebody else have the light once in a while. The other thing, one of the writers told me that one of the writers, Mark Gross, who I just adore. He's a comic like us. He's a St. Louis guy. And me and him would giggle because he's a St. Louis road comic. I'm a road comic. You know how we get when we're together. It's like, can you believe the pass worked again? The gate went up. We're here.
Right.
But Mark said,
I know. The guy didn't stop us again.
No, we're good, dude. We're in. But he said one of the nicest compliments. He goes, man, I've never, and he's done a lot of shows. He goes, I've never seen a cast that would give each other lines. Like we would do that during rehearsal.
Yeah.
Like we would go, you know what, that doesn't work on me. I bet she would say it better. I bet that sounds more like a swooze line. Or you know what, Melissa should do that and I should do that. Or Melissa would go, no, you know what, let him do this and then I'll get caught in it. And it was because of that that we created great stuff.
We did that.
Everybody's ego was out of the way.
We did that too. Now the place our cast, we had like lightning in a bottle. I had the problem with the network president because I was doing what I did on the movie. I was in the writers' room and I was helping. I was on the floor directing when the directors were like. Directors would come in on day one and look at the script and go, okay, and I'm like, guys, we don't have any time. We didn't have the day, we didn't have the special rehearsal day.
Yeah.
I said because we had to film shit on that day.
Yeah.
And I would just start moving guys around. Let's start going. And they took me to a meeting with the new network president, and that's where everyone, don't take the guy who's been in charge of his own life since he was 19 and have him sit him in a room and go, here's what we want you to do. Really, I've already been funny for 2 fucking years and you want me to change it now?
Yeah.
No. And so that's, So my new rule is I don't go to any meetings.
There's no reason to.
No, I don't go to,
Stay out of that.
I send someone else, suit guy, go to meetings, and then I bitch later. When he comes back and tells me, I throw shit, break shit. And
bitch where it's safe.
Bitch where it's safe.
Bitch where it's safe. Takes a minute to learn that. Bitch where it's safe. Don't sweat your face.
I want to ask you something.
No.
So I hadn't seen you in a while. And you were on Leno. And you were on Leno one night, and you came out, and because you look great right now, you've obviously put some effort into your health.
I'm trying, dude. I'm just a fat fuck still, but I'm working on it. I chip away at it.
Friends,
I go in strengths.
You were a super fat fuck at one point.
I was.
You walked on the Tonight Show. You walked on the Tonight Show, and I turned to Ray and I go, "Oh my God, Billy's gonna die."
Yeah, I felt it, man.
You came on and you were when that dude has that suit. You were like literally 4 or 5 months away from my 600-pound life. You were like, you know what I mean?
He cut me out of a wall with cranes.
Exactly.
Need a guy with a welder to get me down to the parking lot.
Exactly. So, and I thought, so what happened? Because you said, here's when I knew it was bad. So it's an interview. You had a cane, and I'm like,
I had my knee scoped. That's why I had the cane.
Okay, but I go. Jay's like, yeah, so you have a cane. What's going on with you? Yeah. And you said, I was walking.
I hurt myself. I blew my knee out walking. I was like, okay, something has to be done.
That's when I was like, I wanted to call you and go, dude, what are you doing? But
it's funny, man.
So what did you do? What was the moment where you're like? Because
that was it. That's what started me.
We
on
did
the
a
path.
thing called the fat cast. Yeah. Here's what's bothering me. What bothered me is how this fat shaming thing is like. No. We care. Like Ray's like she's competed in fitness competitions and I work out really hard. It's like we want you people around. I want my fans around. I want you to get healthy.
Right.
And so what happened? What kicked it to where you were like? Was it one of those oh shit I got to do it, or like was there a day where you were just inspired to like I got it?
Man, I started to. I got clean and sober about 8 years ago, and I think I replaced. I mean, I was always a little heavy, but I got really heavy after I got sober because I replaced booze with cheeseburgers for a while because that was the comfort until you figure out how to get some comfort without anything.
Right.
And so for me, that's what happened. And I think I played that denial game, like it's not that bad. And I think my highest was like 389. And I'm floating around 310 now.
So you were thinking,
but
as long as I don't hit 4.
Yeah, that's it. Just 10 pounds away from 4, and I'm good. But I look like a tight end at about 240. So I got 80 pounds left. No, 70 pounds left to go. And I've lost about 80 pounds. I got 70 more to go, and I'm chipping away at it slowly. Had a bad summer because I opened a pizzeria with my brother, and the stress down there just murdered me.
Well, and you also had to do research. You had to do R&D. You were doing R&D on the pizza.
There was no pizza at that time. It was just an empty shell, and I'm going, how the fuck are we going to get an oven under that hood? But the stress, I let it get out of hand. But, I'm working on it. I'm working real hard on it. I don't want to die. I want to keep myself good, and I want to keep myself alive. I want to be here for my kid. But the thing that turned the corner for me was, when I cracked my knee walking,
doing nothing,
I was like,
basically.
holy shit! It was like a bell ring. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And so now I'm still struggling, but I'm working on it. I have more better days now than I have bad days, and I think if I keep whittling down the bad days, I'll get eventually where I want to go. I don't want to have that surgery if I don't have to. I really don't. I want to be able to do this on my own.
The way we were raised,
I just can't do it, man. Well, my thing is, I don't ever like to go under the hood unless you hear something knocking.
Right.
There's no reason for a free operation, so I don't want to have to do that. And I've been blessed with good genetics because my father should have been dead years ago. But he has great genetics. Like, he's very unhealthy, but he has great genetics, and I got those. But that's a matter of time before those run out. Like, I don't have any sugar problems. I don't have any cholesterol problems. I don't have any blood pressure problems. And so I want to just make sure that I get down. I want to get down to the weight I want to get to in the next year and a half. And that way I don't have to worry about it. Because after 50, it gets really tough. And I'm at 46 now.
What's crazy is that, I got in that. I was my past relation, my past wife. I was like 208, 210, or whatever it was. And I got big. I'm 180. I'm 190 now. Mm-hmm. And I lost. I was down to 185 in my divorce. And I tell you, dude, the way you feel is insane. Like, even now, losing 80 pounds, you got to feel like incredibly different.
The other day, I picked up 80-pound dumbbell. My trainer had me pick it because I was getting all like, fuck, I got 1,000,000 miles to go still, and this is bullshit. And I like this guy. He's like a Romanian. I can just swear at him, and it doesn't affect him.
I don't care. My family was killed in front of me. There's nothing you can do to make me angry.
I came over here in the oil drum. I don't give a fuck. So, but that's my kind of guy. I couldn't be at a fucking workout place with a guy named Chad just cheering me on every morning. So, but he made me do this the other day, man. He made me hold 80 pounds and walk around with it. And I was like, holy shit, that was tough. And he goes, that's what you've lost. So we have 80 more to go.
Wow.
And I was like, and it kind of fired me back up again. So I was okay.
Like, he made you walk around that 80 pounds.
I walked around. I did 2 laps around the gym with 80 pounds.
And he was, and what a good dude.
He's really smart, man.
Point, yeah.
Really smart. And then he told me something that I really love, man. He goes, when you think you're going to eat something shitty, think to yourself, don't be selfish, man. That was his mantra. That's what he meant. And I said, what does that mean? He said, don't be selfish. When you eat bad food and you don't take care of yourself, you're selfish towards your family. You're selfish towards the people that employ you. You're selfish towards your friends. Don't be selfish. Think about that every time you want to put something in your mouth.
I'm stealing that.
Yeah, it really rung. That's the thing I love about these two brothers. It's Leo Franco and Christy Franco. And Leo was an Olympic wrestler. They have that gym. It's a little gym called Results, and it's on Woodman. And what's hilarious is these guys are old school, and they're Romanian, and like literally downstairs there's a pizza place. So while you're working out, you like start smelling the pizza coming up. It's like, I think it makes you mentally tougher. But these two have been wonderful, and Christy has saved my life, dude, because the one thing he has done, as we've lost the weight, we've done strength building so that I'm able to move better even at this weight. I'm able to carry this weight. I'm able to build the muscles around the knees and your arms and all the sore spots with that fat just makes you atrophy from. And this guy has taken his time and slowly built the strength up. Plus, the beauty of doing that in this way is as you build strength and you lose weight slowly, 2 pounds a week, which sounds like, you go on these crazy fad diets. I've dropped 20 in a month and then you gain 25. 2 pounds a week gets it done. And the other thing it does is it gives your skin time to shrink so that if you lose you see those people that lose a bunch of weight at one time.
Yeah.
They look like a bag of curtains.
Shar-Pei. They look like a human Shar-Pei.
It's freaky. And I don't want to do that. I want to go down. I want to be able to do this. I want to say I was able to do this. And this guy inspires me every day. Christy has inspired me every day. So,
is that what's happening, though?
Is
your skin? So I thought the skin just stayed like that. It's only because you use ultra-fast weight loss.
Yeah, if you go super fast, you're not going to be able to, your skin's not going to be able to adjust. Now, at the end, you're still going to have some excess skin when you get there, but it's not going to be that giant pouch that's just hanging off.
And that's when you go, and you have to stuck it in your pants.
Get another operation. I don't want the operations. I just want to work out and then be done with it.
All right, I'm just worried about you. That's why
I'm
working
on it, Titus.
I'm proud of you.
I finished your fucking movie.
You did. You made it through and didn't have a heart attack because our insurance was extra because
and you had me yelling at you every goddamn scene.
You were yelling at me. Well, at one point, I was using Billy during the movie. He was right. There was a couple of moments where I I thought, I'm about to lose my shit. And because I know Billy and I were raised by the same dad, kind of, I knew that if I got Billy's side, Billy would give me a straightforward, no bullshit answer. You weren't going to give me a Hollywood answer.
I would never do that.
So I go to Billy, I go, what do I do here? And he goes, hey, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. You know, you deal with the person you got to deal with, and don't let anybody see you fucking snap. And you gave me a big lecture one day, and he goes, and by the way, you just do your job. Just do your job and shut the fuck up. I was like, all right. My ego left. My ego was like, I'm gonna leave now because Billy's here.
That's when good work happens.
Yeah, that's right. Guys,
you'd have done the same for me.
I will. I will. That's right. Yeah. No, but I didn't know when you're on the. I should have called you and hey, fat fuck, what happened to you?
I know, dude. I know. Believe me, I'm working on it.
No, it's good.
I'm
just
praying that the grace is there to get all the way to healthy.
All right, guys, we got to do a Casper ad. Casper beds. It's this. Basically, it's this foam. That is like it's like memory foam, but it's memory foam, right?
Yeah, it's basically.
You have one.
Yes.
You bought one.
Yes, I did.
And I have one.
Yes.
So you guys want a good sleep? Do you have memory foam?
I don't.
Dude, are you kidding me? Dude, you don't even know.
I have foam that doesn't want to remember when I lay on it. There's a fat joke to end it with.
It's latex.
It's just the foam wakes up and goes, please, oh God.
So Time actually named it one of the best inventions of 2015, but I'll tell you this. All I can tell you is this. I don't want to read. I have copy in front of me that I could read to you, and I could blah, blah what they tell me to say. Mm-hmm. Since I've gotten the memory foam mattress, my sleep is 75% better.
Good
I
stuff.
sleep longer.
Yeah.
I sleep faster.
Right.
You know, and I don't sleep hot.
I think the biggest thing with me too is that it's easier to fall asleep. Like that was a big issue.
Yeah, that's what I had a problem with.
Yeah, I had a problem like actually drifting off, and when you lay into this thing, it just kind of like cradles you into like this.
You can't go to sleep because you're fucking crazy.
Hey! Now my mattress took away some of my crazy.
We can talk about my weight. We can't talk about how fucking nuts you are. Get off.
Casper mattresses took away some of my crazy. I will agree with that.
I'm gonna fucking dart you down like a rhino.
I know. You know what? Good night.
Good night, Chris.
By the way, if you go to www.casper.com//Titus, use the promo code Titus, you get $50 towards any mattress purchase, and you're happy with it.
Yes.
You've had it now, what, 3-4 months?
Way more than that.
Right.
Almost 8 months now.
And let me ask you this, just for, do you get any extra money for saying that?
No.
No, you don't.
I don't get any. I didn't even get a discount other than the Titus discount on the mattress.
That's damn right you didn't.
They're
customers.
Yeah, and I'm a good Casper customer.
We have a rule. We don't sell anything. We will not take an ad if we don't like it.
I believe that about you.
Yeah, and I'm just like, nah. If it's, I'm not. You can say, we'll send you to with Adam and
good business, Titus.
Adam
good
and
business.
Eve wanted to give. I'm like, Adam and Eve, I'm not selling dildos. What are you talking about? But they're high quality. I don't care.
They have a Kickstarter. What?
I was so concerned
hold on.
when the mattress came in because it comes in this little box,
right?
And you're like, "Is that it?" And then you open it, you like kind of cut the plastic open, and it just you make sure you open your mattress in a room.
Did it come with the word Acme on the side of it?
It is. It's like
yeah, right.
That's what I would like, guys. If you guys when you get the Casper mattress, do me a favor, film the opening of it because he said because Fetus said that when he opened it, it was kind of free. Make sure you get it in the room. If you order the King, put it in the room. Yep. You can open it because you won't get it through the house.
That's crazy.
They suck it down to this tiny little box.
Yeah,
and it just starts. It blobs out on you.
And all you have to do is kind of cut a little like line in the plastic, and then the mattress gets like a mind of its own as the air comes in, and it's like a monster. And then suddenly you're like, oh no, I
just shouldn't open the hallway, not the fucking hallway. All right, man. So I'm going to cover one more thing before we're out of here today. I have never in my life seen a presidential election as jacked up as this. And I've said before, we've got a mobster 4-year-old who keeps talking about his penis during debates. Right. We've got a guy who looked like he was in the trenchcoat mafia, and no one's ever going to wipe a booger on me. He wants to get even. Mm-hmm. Hillary, who's got a wake of bodies behind her, and Bernie, who I still believe is a model train enthusiast. Mm-hmm. And I have never seen it like this.
It's horrible.
Okay, so I'm not the only. It's like I don't care what you believe.
It's a shit show on either side. It's a shit show.
People, don't we as Americans got to just come together and just go? You know what? I don't care what side you're on. I always said this for years. I believe we need to have a mandatory block party once a month. Like the government, you have to have a block party, and you have to meet all your neighbors. Everybody has to show up for at least a couple hours. Because if you knew everybody, you'd be like, oh, that dude Steve he's Republican, Democrat, whatever. he at least gets it. He's not.
Or we could get rid of the lobbyists, quit buying congressmen. We could build and farm shit here, and we could make congressmen's jobs only last 2 years, and then you're done, and you don't get employment, money, benefits, or insurance after you're fired.
Right. That's what I believe.
Here's my thing. You know the next
and
guy.
You get drafted.
And
you get drafted. By the way, Congress, you get drafted. You get you and I. They would find people that are successful in their lives, and they would go, okay, you just get a card one day. It shows up. You get a 3x5. It's just on a card, not even an envelope. It's just a card. It says, by the way, you're going to report to Congress for the next 2 years. Here's your paycheck.
I like that.
You get to keep all you get to keep all your assets. You get to keep everything. And here's what you can't do. You can't run it, but you get to keep what you have. And we're going to pay you this much, and then you're going to go back to your job when you get done.
We need a presidential nominee or a presidential candidate to come out and say, I don't care who you sleep with, and I don't care what God you pray to. We're going to work on the environment and the economy.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Shut up with all this other shit. It's none of your fucking business.
Yeah, it is none of your business. And with the abortion thing, I go like this. Again, none of your business, because every person I know that's had an abortion or had a girl who had, nobody went, woohoo, high five.
Of course
nobody.
Not. Of course
it's the
not.
most horrible, damning. It never leaves you.
Mm-hmm.
It rips your soul out forever. So when these people are telling you what you
we
can't,
just got to stop assuming that we know everybody's story. Mind our business, and let's get the planet together, man. Because guess what? Without the planet, you can't have fun in all your fucking judgment.
Yeah.
There's nothing left for you to complain about. Yeah. So those are the two things.
I would not have picked you as a big climate guy.
Absolutely, you got to live here, man.
Yeah,
we got to live here. You can't deny that shit's melting. There's holes in the air. You can't pretend that's not one you can go, it's probably okay. That's not okay.
Just look at the pictures from China. China. I mean, here's the thing. I remember when I was little, I lived in L.A. with my mom for a while, and it was bad here. We at school during recess, they go, you can't go to recess today because
can't
it's
go outside and breathe. My son has those some of those days at school. They're like, no, the smog's too bad. We can't.
Still, really?
Yeah, once in a while, the environment is too bad in the basin.
So what happened was California started cranking these laws up. We got made fun of for a long time, but now L.A., if you look at pictures, go Google it, people. Look up pictures from Los Angeles in the 40s or in the 60s, and then look today. It's crazy the difference we've made. So it's possible to make it work.
Do you know the thing that's killing the environment the most? This is insane. And
cows.
I just discovered.
Cows
yeah,
and
you
red
knew
meat.
that.
Cows and red meat. Yeah.
You just knew that because they don't do it the way the farmers did.
No.
They put them all in a little area, and they got them feeding over a grate. They're eating corn, which is giving them tumors, and we don't say shit about it. We accept it, and we let that happen. Farmers let cattle graze. They move them to another area. They let them graze. Yep. The other area grows back. It takes longer. They have put all these cattle into a bin.
It's basically how they do with chickens.
Because of the corn,
right.
They're not supposed to be fucking eaten. It's emitting gas. It's worse than the industries. Now think about the shit you've seen come out of a factory.
Right. When the
cow shit is killing us.
When the rivers on the East Coast caught on fire.
Yeah,
what they're doing with cattle is worse.
It's
right.
worse.
Right.
Yeah. And it's making us all sick.
And here's what they're doing. Here's why I stopped red meat 100%. Because you actually started me on this, and I went and looked it up. So Billy pointed out one day, we were on the set, and he just started ranting. And you don't picture Billy looking the way he looks to rant negatively about red meat. You don't. You just don't.
No.
And so
but I started reading.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit.
We need more readers. We do need more readers in this country.
Well,
Trump is proof we need more readers.
The one thing that this election has shown is a glaring light on the lack of education in America.
Yeah.
It's a glaring light.
So I would say this. People succeed when they're educated.
Agreed.
People don't buy bullshit when they're educated.
Agreed.
People actually don't get basic shit taken from them when they're educated.
People don't live in as much fear, and they don't judge as much.
They don't live in fear, poverty, and they're up for going to the next level.
There it is.
What we're having right now in this country is because our government over the last 30 years has fucked up education so bad. Even time the Common Core. My daughter brings home the Common Core stuff, and I'm figuring, well, here's the answer. She goes, no, you can't do it that way, Dad. I go, why? You have to follow this. I go, well, no, it's...
I don't understand it at all.
It's five times...
there's also the fact that teachers are so undervalued in the country,
right.
too. You've got a bunch of citizens that have been brainwashed to think, oh, they get summers off. Why do teachers get all this stuff? No one respects teachers.
Well, the other thing is this generation of parents, they expect the teacher to raise your child. That ain't the teacher's job.
Yeah.
Character is not the teacher's job.
Right.
Education is the teacher's job. If you got a little shit at home, time to look in the mirror.
I go in. I said that it's Beyond Scared Straight. I love that show because they always make the parents the victim. My kid. He's
was your dad a victim? Do you feel like your dad was a victim?
No, yeah, not at all. But on that show, they're always like, Michael, he's doing drugs and he swears and he's hanging out with his friends at night and he's selling drugs. And so I think the best course of action is take him to a maximum security prison, let murderers and rapists teach him. And I always like, good job, Mom. If your kid ended up on Beyond Scared Straight, you fucked up bad.
Yeah.
And you're the problem. All the parents are the problem. And I believe that education, if we would just stop. But the problem is there's this snowball that's rolling right now. And these assholes, Mitch McConnell being one of them, and all the guys that are entrenched in Washington, are just riding their gravy train. They're not worried about us. They're not worried about what's going on. And I think And so then you take that, and everybody gets that. I don't care how uneducated you are. You do get that Washington doesn't work. Well, then if you're uneducated, you're like, well, you know what? This guy is a billionaire who's saying that he can fix it. Let's give it to him.
Yeah, it looks good, but here's the problem, and this is what I would say to anybody who's interested in Donald Trump. He says he wants to make America great. Great thought. Says he wants to make a lot of changes. Great thought. My problem is, how are you going to do those things?
Mexico's paying for it.
If in one speech I would hear a definitive plan anywhere, then I'd be a little more open to that. But I can get out there and say I want to make America great. The question is how? How do you do that?
Right.
How do you change those things? And I haven't heard the plan yet.
He hasn't said anything.
I haven't heard the
plan.
plan
There's one
yet.
thing, though, that this election cycle is showing, and that's that you've got the American people
They're angry.
showing that they're fed up with
They're fed up with these guys just lying.
Whether it's Trump or Sanders, they are fed up with the current establishment and the way it's working, because it's not working for them. We don't feel the government is working for us, and that's the issue. So regardless if you're going Trump or Sanders, there is a problem that the American people are voicing, which is why a lot of political analysts are saying right now that this is one of the biggest and most important elections that we've had in a really long time.
Well, Warren Buffett came out and said something the other day, which is great. And Warren Buffett, an old billionaire who still goes out and he goes to the Dairy Queen. I like that guy.
Yeah.
I like that guy. He's not bullshit. He said that he said in an interview recently. He said, we don't need to make America great again. He goes, America is as great as it's ever been. He goes, and we're still getting better. Elon Musk. He goes, we got people that are trying to push it to the next level. He goes, and we from 2008 we have come back so far. He goes, but a lot of people on the lower end haven't seen it. And this is a billionaire who goes, because their incomes haven't changed. And he goes, when Wall Street and everybody who's got billions of dollars gets 138% increase in income, and the bottom flat, there's income increase 3%. That's a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem.
And
they've evaporated the middle class.
Well, here's how economics works. People, listen up. Because here's the thing, we all have this. I have this gut reaction to no, we want the rich to pay more. I have a gut reaction to that too, because that's not American. No, you come in this country, you bust your ass, you make everything you can make. The problem for me comes in when it becomes like these guys on Wall Street moving shit around and making money for nothing like that.
No regulations.
If you're building something, hey, if you own a steel mill and you started a steel mill and you now employ 400 people and they're building steel and you're building, you can make whatever you want to make. Good, God bless you.
Right.
What bothers me is when there's people that guys are just fucking clickety-clacking on a computer and they just made $400 million by moving someone else's money.
Well, my thing too is I'm a big proponent of a flat tax, because then you make it affordable for less income
20%
to survive. 20% of 30 grand, what are you, $6,000?
Yeah.
20% of $1 million, 200,000. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done here.
And it would work.
We're done here.
Yeah.
What's the fucking confusion? We're done here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We take the rest of the day off.
3x5 card, no IRS stress.
That's it. Here's my 20%. God bless. Fix the roads. I'm out of here.
Stop putting your money in Panama.
Yeah. So here's how economics works. Here's how it works. Because in Seattle they actually upped the wages to $15 an hour, and all these restaurants said, "Oh, we're going to shut down." Well, they didn't. Actually, 3 of the restaurants opened up new restaurants, because you put money in people's hands.
They have money to spend.
They actually go spend money instead of just surviving.
Right.
And then your restaurant makes more money. All these rich people are not going to have anybody to buy their shit.
See, that's my great hope, is that the 6 mystery families that run this world know that you can't kill the hive.
You can't kill the hive. That's exactly it. Because the queen dies.
You're all going to die.
Queen dies.
So I hope someone is tending a light at the end of the tunnel.
Your money's useless if no one's doing the work.
If you have it all, money is useless.
And the elite should know, man, if the shit hits the fan,
A lot less of them than us.
We're coming looking for you, man.
Yeah, that's right. Right. Watch some Frankenstein movies.
Yeah,
when the
man.
villagers get pissed, shit goes sideways.
Don't fuck with the village.
Don't fuck with it. You know, the village has got to have running water and a decent wage, or else they're coming up to the castle and they're going to set the fucker on fire.
That's right.
There you go. You and I got to run. We're gonna run. We got to run.
That's the ticket. The Titus Gardell ticket.
and either way, we'll flop it.
I don't care.
Well, when I'm on vacation,
No,
you're
no,
president.
you stay at the top. I can blame you.
That's a good vice president right there. That's a decent vice president. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for being on, man.
Brother, thank you. I'm looking forward to the movie. And
you think
I
it's coming
can't
out?
wait.
I'm glad you didn't think, because I'm sitting there.
No, I'd have told you.
We're locked in the room like a couple.
Titus, come on, let's get this fucking podcast over
Yeah,
with.
right.
I can't watch any more of
Well,
this.
because Fetus and I are locked in a room like a couple of rats in a cage, and after a while,
You're going to look at it so
it's
long
just the
that
same
you're gonna be
maze. It's the
insane.
same
Sure.
maze, and I don't
Yeah.
know. And so to have you sit
No
there,
cheese. There's no cheese.
Yeah, it's never gonna be cheese. And that you sat there and burst out laughing
There's
3 or
a
4
couple
times.
super funny moments
I was
so
like,
far. I can't wait to see it fully assembled.
I honestly, a tumor just shrunk. I was like, oh, thank God, that's my
I'll call you
stress.
later and fuck with you.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. When it's done, we'll all sit down and watch it, and then I'll take your notes too, because you're a smart kid,
I
man.
don't want no notes.
Dude, the stuff you gave us on the set, just so you guys know, Billy Gardell, I wrote a script. It's funny. I'm pretty funny. I've been doing it a long time. Fucking Gardell, we're on the set, and Gardell would just throw this shit. Hey, Titus, hey, what if you said this right here? And I'm like, that's funnier, dick. Like that's how I felt. Like, but then I go, we're doing it, dick. You like,
Dick,
yeah.
I find
All right.
myself laughing the most when Billy is yelling ridiculous phrases at you.
Oh, dude, there's a
You wrote some great ones.
people. There's this, but hard to
Don't
pull
give
off.
that away because
Nah.
you get
I won't
that
tell
first
him.
one's fantastic.
There's something Billy says in the opening scene, not in his opening scene, but this opening scene, him and my first meeting in his office, where I wrote it knowing, because I could do it. I'm a comic. I can do
you
it.
get the rhythms,
You're a
right.
comic.
You get the rhythms, right.
But if I gave that to an actor, they would have went too deep into it.
Of course.
You just blew it out, and we were hysterical. First time we played it, we were just hysterical.
It's amazing.
Special units coming, guys. Do me a favor. Follow us on Twitter at Titus Nation, at Ray Bradley, or
At the Ryan Farmer.
and what is your follow? Your
At
Twitter?
Billy Gardell.
Call at Billy Gardell. Follow me on Facebook, The Real Christopher Titus. ChristopherTitus.com. Guys, I have 6 comedy specials, 6 90-minute comedy specials. You want some good comedy? And 45 minutes of it was never shown on Comedy Central. So if you get it, it's like buying a Prince album with a bunch of extra tracks, except, it's me. So it's not
It's
Prince.
all those tracks you've been working on. A joke a day. A joke a day.
Joke a day, man. But click through on the Amazon link, and they doesn't cost you anything else. If you're going to buy anything through Amazon, click through the Titus Podcast page or the ChristopherTitus.com, and basically we get a little something, and it keeps the doors open for the podcast. Go to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube, and please review us on iTunes, because if you review us on iTunes, every time you review us on iTunes, a maxi pad gets its wings. And Ray Bradley will be back next week. All right? Thanks for listening. For myself, the Fetus, and Mr. Billy Gartu.
All right, are we fucking... Are we a Gartu?
What the fuck did I just say?
Fucking guy. Are we even yet? Can I get the fuck out
No,
of here?
you're not even yet. Let me finish. I'm gonna cut this shit out right here.
I
I'm
don't-
cutting this
no,
out.
don't.
For myself, the Fetus, and Billy Gardell.
Thank you.
Later.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Just goodbye.